Lovely. So we're going to start with standing up this morning. If everyone would like to come to standing. And we're going to start with a little bit of DoIn, self-body massage. So if you just start with your feet 3 hip width distance apart, bring your hands into Tadasana. Just arrive on your mat. Take a few breaths down into your belly, down into your center. And then we start to just use the fingertips to start massaging the top of the head and the crown, and around the scalp, around the back of the head where we hold tension, at the base of the skull, and around the temples and the forehead. And then we're going to use our index finger and middle finger to stroke across the forehead 3 times, down towards the eyebrows. And then we're going to pinch the eyebrows with the thumb and index finger and flick out 3 times. So we're working all the acupressure points on the eyes and the face. Underneath the lower orbit of the eye, flicking out the index finger 3 times. And then massaging the cheekbones and the sinuses. Working your way out towards the ear. And down into the jaw where we hold tension. And along the ridge of the jaw to the tip of the chin. And then stroking up the throat to stimulate the throat chakra, the thyroid gland. And then taking the index finger to rub vigorously around the front of the ears. Lots of acupuncture points around the ears, behind the ears. And then pulling on the tops of the ears 3 times. Pulling on the middle of the ears 3 times. And down onto the earlobes 3 times. And then we can give ourselves a pat on the back, supporting the opposite elbow with the hand, warming up the scapula, the shoulder blade. And then using a loose fist to get a deeper massage into the top of the shoulder. Again, all the way up to the base of the neck, massaging out all that tension. And then few more pats onto the shoulder blade. And then swap sides. Warming up the shoulder blade. And then a loose fist into the top of the shoulder. All the way up to the base of the neck. Again, 3 or 4 pats onto the shoulder blade. And relaxing. So we're going to find the first lung point, find your collarbone, come down between the first rib and the collarbone, and then underneath the first rib, so you're between the rib and the second rib. And then if we pummel down this area out towards the shoulder, you'll find a point that makes you want to cough, the first lung point. And we tap all the way down towards the thumb to stimulate the lung meridian. We tap up the index finger to stimulate the large intestines. We come down the bicep to the middle finger for the heart protector and the anxiety points. We come up the ring finger for the ready breath glow, the triple heater. Imagining moving these lines of silver light up and down the arm, down to the little finger for the heart energy, up over the funny bone for the small intestines, more heart in the armpit, Down the side of the body for the liver, the gallbladder, and across the chest. Again, finding that lung point on the opposite side. Tapping down towards the thumb for the lung energy on the left arm. Up the index finger for the large intestines. Imagining moving the silver light with your breath, your intent. Down the biceps to the middle finger for the heart protector. Up the ring finger for the triple heater, that temperature regulation, that protective energy. Down the inside to the heart, to the little finger. Over the funny bones, small intestines. Into the armpit and down the sides of the body. And then we'll do the whole of the chest, working the lungs. Deep breaths in and out. You can tap onto the breastbone to stimulate the thymus gland, boosting the immune system. And then a clockwise direction to help your digestive system go down. So that's your top right, down to your left and across. So we're going to take the legs nice and wide apart, ready for when we do the legs. We'll begin with the spine. So we hold the index fingers and thumbs together, tips of the thumbs and index fingers. We exhale as we bend down. So just hang down for a moment, have a little wriggle, a little shimmy from side to side. Just feel your lower back opening up. And then gently bring your hands to the base of your spine. And we're going to pummel either side of the spine, all the way up towards the shoulder blades. And then we're going to come over onto the shoulder blades and down, more on the outside edges of the spine, and then back up the bladder channel, gently over the kidneys. So it's like a fountain of light shooting up from the base of the spine all the way up to the top and then cascading back down. Working the central nervous system, the Sushumna channel. And then gently coming down into the corner of the buttocks, working those gallbladder points, the glutes, the piriformis. You can tap down the outside edges of the legs, the gallbladder, and up the insides for the liver, down the back for the bladder, and up the front for the stomach. We'll do that one more time. Down the outside for the gallbladder, up the inside for the liver, down the back for the bladder, and up the front for the stomach. And then come back up to standing. And we'll bring the feet together. So again, bring your feet to shoulder width distance apart, have the feet really straight, lung stretch, Venus pose. Behind your back, interlace your hands, let the index fingers stick out. Take a deep breath in, feel the chest expand in the shoulders already pulling back, shoulder blades coming to meet. And then as you exhale, bend forwards, really let those arms lift up high. Let the head hang down. Feel the weight coming onto the ball of the toes. You can gently mobilize the neck by twisting the head to the right, but not looking up, just letting the head hang as you rotate. When you let it unravel back to the center, breathing out, twisting the opposite way. Arms lifting higher. Feel the shoulders pulling up towards the ceiling. Unraveling the neck back to the center. And then you can relax the arms down and just hang. Swing over and touch the right side of your foot or your right ankle on the outside edge. Feel that little twist in the hips. And then rotate round to the left. Again, feel that twist in the hips. Gently back to the center. And then bend the knees so that the chest is resting on the thighs. Stretch the arms out so they're level with your ears. Reach out those arms, chest resting on your thighs. And then take a deep breath in as you stretch up. And relax the arms. Allow any dizziness to settle. Lovely. So we're going to step forwards with the right foot and back with the left foot. So the left foot is just slightly turned out to the side, about 45 degrees, so that we can have this left hip come all the way around. And if you still feel like you're not balanced, bring your feet further out apart, open up your gait, so that you want this leg, this hip, to come completely round. Okay, and then we're just going to roll the shoulders back a few times, mobilizing the shoulders. And then stretch the arms out behind you, palms facing each other. Make it really dynamic. And then exhale. Bend forwards. Try and bring your chest so that you're horizontal to the floor, parallel to the floor. And then as you breathe in, stretch your arms up. Bend your right knee. Stretch those arms up. Feel the weight come onto the front leg. Feel the little toe on the left foot pushing into the floor. Slightly lean back. Again, as you exhale, straighten the right leg. Bring the arms out behind you. Try and bend so that you're completely parallel to the floor. And then when you inhale, breathe in. Stretch those arms up. Bend that right knee, lean back slightly. Exhaling, stretching the arms back, palms facing each other. Back, trying to come completely horizontal. You're just gently looking forwards onto the floor. Last one, breathe in. Stretch those arms up. And then bring the arms to cactus. So the elbows are level with the shoulders, the palms are pulling back, hands aren't coming in or out. Again, completely parallel to each other. Open up your chest, gently look up. And then as you release the arms out to the sides, twist to the left. Come into your warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. So again, just check your alignment, knee over the ankle but not past, not leaning back, not leaning forwards, completely vertical now, arms really stretching out. Looking at your right fingertips, pulling up Mula Bandha. So if you turn your left palm to face forwards and then rotate it all the way up, and turn your right palm to face behind you and then try and tilt it so it comes all the way up, so that each arm is moving in the opposite way, as if you're wringing out your arms and your shoulders. And then rotate them all the way around to the opposite side. So again, you're wringing out the arms. One more time, wringing the arms. And then come back to palms down. Lean back into your reverse warrior. Open up the side of your body. Work with your breath. Feel the right knee bending, left arm over the head. And then as you exhale, try and bring your right hand down next to your right foot and stretch the left arm over the head. Keep that right knee bent. And then breathe in and come back up, reverse your warrior. Again, see if you can bring that right hand down to touch the floor, left arm over the head. So it's extended side angle, but it's just taking it a little bit deeper rather than resting the arm on the thigh. And then bring your left hand down next to your right foot and twist your right arm up. Reverse twist. Keep that right knee over your ankle. Feel that twist. Again, bring that right hand down, stretch that left arm up. Breathe in, come back up. And this time you can straighten your right leg. Release the arms. Have a little spiral. And then bring them back out. So now we go into our triangle pose. This time the legs stay straight and we feel like we're between two panes of glass. We reach all the way to the side, and when we can't reach any further, we drop that hand down to hold the ankle, the floor, the shin. That left arm, really feel it opening up the chest. Try and feel the shoulder almost like it's pulling back slightly so that the breastbone is turning, slightly tilting up towards the ceiling. You can reach the hand up to the ceiling, reach it up to the ceiling. If it's too much for your shoulder, rest the hand onto the small of the back. Use it to open up the chest even more. Or take the arm over the head and really extend further. Just find what opens up your chest the most. Gives you a good length through the torso. And then when you want to come back up, breathe in, lift the arm up, lift the body up. And rotate all the way around to face your right foot. Stretch your arms up again. Again, bend that right knee. And we're just going to use our Mula Bandha to give us lift. And we're going to bring that left knee up to our chest. So bring that left knee up to your chest. And then bring the foot across the front of the right leg. And bring the tiptoes to the floor. If you can, link the foot round the calf a second time. Bring your left elbow under your right elbow. And bring your hands into Garudasana. But if it's too much to balance with the foot behind the calf, just place the tiptoes on the floor. You can sink slightly lower, as if you're got the edge of your bottom on a stool. But try not to lean forwards, try and keep the chest open. Feel the legs strong. And then when you want to unravel, unravel back to Tadasana. Excellent. The same routine, opposite side. So we step the left foot slightly forwards and we step the right foot back. Again, check that when you bend your left knee, it doesn't go past your ankle. Bring that right hip all the way round so that you're facing forwards. And again, if you can't get that hip to come round completely, then rotate the foot more to point forwards or take the foot more out to the side. Straighten the arms out behind the back. As you exhale, bend forwards, keeps the legs straight. Trying to get the chest horizontal to the floor. When you breathe in, bend that left knee, stretch those arms up. Push the little toe on the right foot down into the floor. Slightly lean back, hips still square. Exhaling, left leg becomes straight again, arms reach back. Moving with the flow. Leaning back. Working with your breath. Last one. Coming up. So cactus arms. Open up the chest, pull the elbows and the palms back. And then as you exhale, you rotate round to the left. Sorry, rotate round to the right, arms stretch out. So again, we find our comfortable warrior, pulling the bandha up. This time we're turning completely with the waistline, hands level, looking at the fingertips on that left hand. So this time the left palm faces forwards and comes up, and the right palm turns behind you and rotates up. So each palm is trying to turn upwards, but rotating in opposite directions, like you're wringing out a dishcloth. And then rotate the opposite way. Stretching out those triceps and biceps. One more time. And then back to neutral. Keep that left knee bent and lean back into reverse warrior. Try and remember to keep bending that left knee, opening up the side of your torso. Making the most of each breath. And then exhale. So we're taking that extended side angle that little bit further, trying to touch the floor. If you can, bring that right arm over the head. And then come back up. Reverse your warrior. Then the left knee. Try not to feel the lower back pinching. Remember, this is a side stretch. And then again, taking your extended side angle that little bit further. Bend that left knee. Bring the right hand down to the floor and stretch the left arm up. Really twist to look behind you. And then bring the hand down, stretch the right arm up again, breathe in, lift up. This time straighten the left leg. Release the arms, spiral out the arms. And stretch the arms back out. So we come into our triangle pose. We lean all the way over to the left. When you can't go any further, drop the arm down. Try and stretch the right arm up, keeping the chest open. Again, if it gets too much for the arm, either rest the hand in the small of the back or extend the stretch, reaching over the head. When you're ready to come up, breathe in, lift up. And again, twist round to face forwards. Stretch the arms up. Bend the left knee. Come into cactus arms. So we use that Mula Bandha to lift that right leg up into the air in front of us. And then we bring the foot front of the left leg, bring the toes onto the floor. Stay here or wrap the foot round, Garudasana. Bring the right elbow under the left, backs of hands or palms together. Again, feel strong in the legs. Try not to lean forwards, but sink if you can. When you want to come up and release, unravel back, find Tadasana. Root through the feet. Breathe into your lower abdomen. Surya Namaskar. Breathing in, stretching up, gently leaning back. Exhaling, reach forwards. Try and have those arms level with your ears as they come down. And then just hold your shins. Breathe in, look up. Exhale, hand down. So we lift that left leg up high. Lift it right up into the air. And then step it back so that you're in that big lunge. Look up. Breathe. Smile. And then step back, plank. Holding your planks. This is where I would say you're all very quiet this morning, but that's probably because I turned your microphones off. Only all teachers could do that in schools. And then exhale, lower down. So breathing, curl up into high cobra. Open up your chest. Try and keep the shoulders wide apart. Try not to hunch them up by the ears. Don't let your lower back pinch. So curl onto tiptoes. Pull the hips all the way back as far as they'll go. Get the arms straight. Lift the navel up towards the spine. And then as that continues, to pull up, the knees just float up and you're in downward facing dog. Push the chest towards the knees, push the heels down to the floor. Take a second to pedal out the heels, lengthening your calf muscles, the psoas muscle in the calf. And then lift that left leg really high again. And then scoot the knee up to the chest. Bring the chest and shoulders over the hands. Draw the knee towards the chin and flick the foot between your hands. Draw that right foot up between the hands. Knees soft as you breathe in and roll up, stretch up. And you exhale and find your Tadasana. Again, breathing in, stretching up, looking up, leaning back. As you reach forwards, arms level with the ears, coming down. Holding the shins as you inhale to look up. And then exhaling, hanging all the way down. So this time, right leg lifts up as you breathe in. And then step it all the way back. Feel that lunge. Left foot comes back into your plank. Breathing. Smiling. Bend the elbows, lower yourself down so the elbows point behind you as you come down. Breathing, curl up, high cobra. Open up your chest. And again, gently pull the hips back, arms straight. And then pull the navel up towards the spine, curl onto tiptoes, let the knees float up. Adho Mukha. So have the feet about 1 foot in between them, and then lift right up onto tiptoes. Lift your right leg up high. Draw the knee to the chest, bring the shoulders over the hands, and then flick the foot between the hands. Bring the left foot up. Breathe in, roll up, stretch up. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, stretch up, look up, lean back. Breathe out, reach forwards, come down. Hold the shins, breathe in, look up. So now bend the knees so you can get the palms on the floor. And see if you can hop both legs back into downward dog. Pushing the hips back into downward dog. So we're going to lift the left leg high, bend the knee, twist the knee all the way up to the ceiling. Really twist that knee up to the ceiling. And then keeping the twist in the hips straight in the leg as if you're pointing the toes to the ceiling. Really lengthen. And then bend the knee again. And we're going to bring the knee all the way over to the left elbow. Swing the knee to the left elbow and then bring the knee down behind the wrist. So we can go into pigeon pose. So you've got your left knee behind your left wrist. And if you have trouble with your knees or hips, keep your foot where it is. But if you can, flick the foot around and across to the opposite side. Even just a small amount is good. Slide your right hip back and lift your chest up, come into your puppy pose. But like I say, you don't have to bring the foot across to the right. Keep the foot behind the knee if you want to. The more you slide that left leg back, the more you'll feel that stretch in the groin, preparing you for the splits. Walk the hands a bit closer to the chest if you can. Lift that chest. So we ask our right knee to bend, and we see if we can reach back to hold that foot with the hand. If it's too much, don't strain. And then gently see if you can swap hands. And bring the hand down, relax the leg down. And then make a fist and rest your forehead on the fist. So we're really conscious that we're trying to keep the right hip as low as possible. So we're not twisting too much of the hips. That hip is resting on the heel of the left foot if you brought your foot across. Smiling into your hip. Breathing into your hip. And then lifting all the way back up. Just see if you can bring your arms to cactus arms for a moment. It's really strong. Don't worry if you can't. And then bring the hands down. So we lift the right knee up, and then we lift the left knee and foot up, and we stretch the leg up into the air and bring it down. So to do the opposite side, we bring the right leg up high, bend the knee, twist the knee up to the ceiling. With the knee twisting up to the ceiling, keep the twist, but then straighten the leg as if you're lengthening through your thigh. So you just lengthen the leg up into the air. And then bend the knee again and swing the knee all the way over to your right elbow. And then lower the knee down behind your wrist. Again, if knees and hips permit, swing the foot across to the left. Take the right foot across and lower the left hip down, sliding the leg back as far as you can go. Walk the hands towards your chest. Lift your chest, breathe into your heart center. Again, if your left knee permits, bend the left knee and bring the right hand a bit more into the middle of your mat and reach back to hold your left foot. Drawing the heel towards you. And swap hands. And then release. Relax the leg down, make a fist. Rest your forehead on the fist. Try and drop that left hip down so the hips are level. Breathe into your hips, smile into your hips. And then gently walk the hands back up. So again, it's quite strong, but just see if you can lift the arms to cactus. And then bring the hands back down. Lift that left knee up. Bring that right knee and foot up. And step the leg all the way back and down. Downward dog. Find your downward dog. And then bend the knees, look forward, small hop into the middle of your mat. If your knees permit, you can have a little balance, but don't hurt your knees. Stretch your arms up. And then bring the hands down to sit down. Relax the legs. So we're going to go straight into a spinal twist. So you can bring your left foot up. You can bring your left foot over your right leg. And if you want to take it a little bit deeper, you can flick the right foot round next to the left hip. But the main thing to remember is that this left foot is flat on the floor. Your sitting bones are both in contact with your mat. You're not lopsided, and you can sit up really straight. So that when you do twist all the way around to the left, draw the chin into the throat as you turn your head to look round over the left shoulder. Can have that right elbow hook around the shin, but again, keep this right shoulder relaxed. Don't hunch up the shoulder near the ear. And just be aware of that in-breath and holding that in-breath in the chest. So the chest resonates that stretch deeper. If you don't need your left hand to support you, you can wrap it around your waistline. Nice deep breaths into the chest. Each time you exhale, you try and twist that a little bit deeper. And then when you release, just unravel all the way around to the opposite side. So now your right palm is on the floor, fingertips pointing behind you. Left arm just wraps on the inside of the left thigh, getting that gentle twist. And we're going to bring our weight onto that right hand so that we roll the left foot onto the ball of the toes as we lift the bottom up. So you've got your left foot on the ball of the toes now, and your right shoulder supporting you. And then if you can, lift your left leg up into the air. So it's almost like a side plank, just strengthening your spine. And then bend that left knee back and lower your bottom down. Pick up your left foot, stretch it up. And then gently let go of the foot. And relax the leg down. So again, come back into staff pose, nice and straight, neutral. So this time we bring that right foot up. Again, you can bring the foot over the left leg if you want to. And if you want to, you can swing that left foot round next to your right hip. But again, the right foot must be flat on the floor and the sitting bones on the floor. Lift up high from the solar plexus. Rotate round to the right. Right elbow hooking low. Left arm by your side. Sorry, right arm by your side. And if you don't need it, wrap the right arm around your waistline. So try not to look down at the floor or up at the ceiling. Draw the chin into the throat and then turn the head to look all the way over your shoulder. Your neck wants to be comfortable. So if it means that you're not twisting your neck as far as you think you should, that doesn't matter. It's better to try not to feel like you're hunching over, to really lift your chest high. So if you're trying to lift your collarbones up to the ceiling. Nice deep breaths in and out. Really feel the chest expand as you inhale. Holding the breath to feel those intercostal muscles and ribs resonating and stretch deeper. And then when you release, you just unravel all the way around to the opposite side. Left palm on the floor, fingertips pointing behind you. So that as you lift your bottom off the floor, your right foot comes onto the ball of the toes, your right arm stretches up. And then if you can, you lift your right leg up into the air. And then when you want to bring it back down, bend the knee, come down. Pick up the right foot, stretch it up. Gently let go of the foot. And release. Lovely. So we're going to go into half reclined hero pose. If this isn't accessible, then you can do this with your legs crossed. And obviously the tighter you cross your legs, the tighter the stretch. And if you do it like this, when I say swap legs for everybody else, what you can do is just bring your feet apart and have the soles of the feet together and try doing it this way and see how that makes a difference in your hips. So they're your two alternatives. But if you can, stretch your right leg out and bring your left foot round next to your left hip. And of course, if you can do both legs at the same time, you're welcome to. Again, lean back on the hands and just feel that gentle stretch through the thigh. And listen to your body. If you put a blanket, folded up blanket underneath your left ankle, it makes it so much more comfortable. So that's a nice little tip to make it easier. And if you can, come down onto your elbows. So if you're doing one leg at a time, be aware that it's an asymmetrical pose. So just go nice and carefully. Try and keep that left knee on the floor. And if it's already lifting up off the floor, there's no need to go any further. But if you can, lay all the way down and stretch your arms out behind your head. Again, bring your palms together, symbolizing that left and right side of the brain, balanced and in harmony. Feel the stretch all the way through the chest and the torso. Breathing in deeply, imagining that line of silver light running up the outside edge of your thigh, up through the pelvic floor, up through the torso and the chest, up through the neck to the corner of the jaw and up to the temple, the path of the stomach meridian. And then when you want to come up, use your elbows, then your hands to bring you up. Release the leg. And just swap sides. So this time, the right foot comes round next to the right hip. Again, if you're doing it with the legs crossed, try bringing the soles of the feet together, letting the knees drop out. Again, come down onto the hands. You did both legs at the same time, and you can just stay there and enjoy it. When you feel comfortable too, you can come down onto your elbows. Again, if you're doing one leg at a time, just try and keep the hips as level as possible. You feel you can lay all the way down at any point. Lie down, stretch the arms out behind the head if you can. Palms together. Visualizing that path of silver light flowing up the thigh. Keep your focus on your breath. So again, when you want to come up, use your elbows. And then your hands to lift back up and release that right leg. So we're just going to bring the feet together so that we've got the heels quite a distance away from us, so we can go into a nice turtle pose just to counter stretch. Bring the palms together, bring the hands down between the legs, under the calves. So as you hold your feet, you're not just trying to come down, but you're also trying to come forwards, as if you're trying to draw the crown of your head towards the tips of your toes, not just down into the gap between your legs. You can imagine moving that silver chi up the tailbone, breathing in, drawing it up the 5 lumbar vertebrae as it flows up the tailbone and the sacrum, in between each of the spaces of the vertebrae where the discs are, the cause of most back problems. Silver light flowing up the spine as you breathe in, all the way up the 12 thoracic vertebrae that lead up to the base of the neck. All the way up the 7 vertebrae of the neck. Sinking deeper into the pose with every out breath, not forcing or pulling yourself down with your hands, just letting gravity take you down. Just allow the body to soften. You're pulling, then you're straining. We want everything to soften, to melt. Just melting into your mat. And in your own time, breathe in and roll back up. Scooping the knees up, giving them a shake. So we're going to come into our Shavasana. So if you want to make yourselves comfortable, grab a cushion to put under your head or your thighs, knees. Blanket if you feel like your temperature might drop. We're going to do microcosmic, macrocosmic orbit this morning. So as always, begin with a few nice deep breaths in, large breaths out. Remembering how breathing out is the body's way of letting go, and how letting go is that first step to becoming more deeply relaxed than before. So as you rest there on your mats, breathing out, letting go, relaxing deeper than before. Spend a moment taking your mind all the way down to Tan Tien, ocean of Qi, at the center of your hara. Imagining that golden seed a couple of inches below your navel. Imagining that potential of chi, prana, energy. And using your mind, your intent, your breath, imagine that seed unraveling like a golden thread down to the pubic bone, Swadhisthana chakra. It flows diagonally down through the pelvic floor to the perineum, just in front of the tip of the tailbone. These powerful landmarks to keep your awareness and your focus on. You can breathe in, imagine drawing that golden light up the line of the spine to that point on the waistline, Ming Meng, gateway of fire, that calms the adrenals, activates the parasympathetic nervous system, where we digest and assimilate, where we heal and rejuvenate. Drawing the golden light further up the spine, all the way up to the very crown of the head. Tip of the tongue touching the roof of the mouth to connect the front circuit with the back circuit. Imagining that golden light flowing down through the crown, through the skull, through the sinuses, down through the roof of the mouth, through the tongue, into the throat, down through the throat chakra, past the heart center, the navel, back to Tantien. We just use these powerful landmarks to keep our focus, to move the golden light with our intent. Spend some time now moving your chi round and round this subtle energy pathway, which in turn opens the core channel that nourishes the spine and the nervous system, awakens the kundalini, that primordial potential to raise our awareness back to being a being of light. Mind drifts to other thoughts. Bring it back to the breath and the golden light. Use these powerful landmarks to keep your focus. Tantien, Muladhara, the root chakra. Ming Meng on the waistline. The crown chakra. Tip of the tongue connecting these energies. And then just bring that seed of golden light back to Tantian. Just rest for a minute in that stillness. In your own time, you can give your knees a hug. Have a rock from side to side. Rolling back up to sitting when you're ready. Excellent. So, thank you all very much. I'll just stop the recording now.